entering the town of Twin Peaks.
There was a fish in the percolator.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You are witnessing a front three-quarter view of two adults sharing a tender moment.
It is happening again.
Take another look, Sonny. It's going to happen again.
What kind of fantastic trees have you got growing around here?
I'm going to turn it upside down.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Sheriff, we've got a lot to talk about.
There were so many plot points in these episodes.
We do say that a lot. I do find that...
Legitimately, I was trying to find a way to fit all of them into like our discussion topics, and I simply don't know how to cram all of them in there.
A lot of things got wrapped up, and I think we'll talk about that as we go. Good and bad. So I'm excited to talk, but let me just give us some information on these episodes, then we can get into it, okay?
Okay.
So we are covering Season 2, Episode 14, named Double Play, written by Scott Frost, which is Mark's brother, and directed by Uli Edel, who is a German director. This is his only episode, and he has not done much that people know about. He did some Rasputin show with Alan Rickman in it. This aired on February 2nd, 1991, to 8.7 million viewers compared to last week's 9.8. So we are down over 1 million viewers.
Zoinks.
And that wasn't even last week. No, it was last week. Excuse me. This is during the Saturday era. Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of that's making it tough. And yeah, I looked all those up to make sure the Saturdays were correct. The next episode is Season 2, Episode 15, named Slaves and Masters, written by Harley, Peyton, and Robert Engels, and directed by Diane Keaton of Diane Keaton fame.
Of Diane Keaton fame.
Yes, very famous, which was cool. This is her only episode she directed, but was a guest director. You know how it kind of was back in the day. Mm-hmm. And this one aired on my birthday, February 9th, 1991. Well, 5 years negative my birthday.
Yeah, but you weren't alive.
To 8.2 million viewers compared to 8.7 that I just said. So
a drop again.
I believe it stays around here, and we'll see how we go. But again, it's the Saturday. It's the murder is solved. Mm-hmm. Facts about this one, nothing crazy. However, I was told when I first watched, and you kind of see it, that Slaves and Masters, Diane's Keaton episode is considered the worst episode of the show by a lot of people, or at least it's somewhere in here is considered the worst episode. Mm-hmm. A lot of people refer to this as like the turning point of it. So pretty much everything from here on out is supposed to be better and get better. I think I agree with it being the turning point. I don't think, and I probably didn't like it as much the first time, but this time around, I thought it was fine. I didn't have much of a problem.
I don't think it's the worst episode of the show.
People complain that she tries to do too much to try to be like Lynch or pretend to be him.
So do other directors on the show.
And I thought she did a fine job of it, to be honest, in this viewing. I think there's
actually a couple framing things that I really liked that I was going to point out.
Well, we'll get to it. But that's kind of just, I told you that before, that everyone, it's like, well, we love Diane Keaton. I was like, unfortunately, she directed what people think is the worst episode of Twin Peaks. But I think she gets a bad rap, and I'll get into that in a little bit.
I think where the issue lies is that the writing in that episode is a little tough. It's wrapping up some arcs that people don't care about and that were like draining. I think there is a lot of music that is very melodramatic.
Whoa, this is Twin Peaks, so...
But like worse than normal to me. And I do think she does try to frame things or have these dissolves that do feel like she's maybe trying to replicate Lynch's style more. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I can see how in combination with all those other things it would bother people. But I don't think it's the worst episode of the show. So
yeah, well,
I don't know if I could tell you what the worst was off the top of my head.
I was more just telling you that was like kind of some consensus among people. I was going to say the same thing though. The bad rap is that a lot of the sillier arcs are coming to their natural conclusion here, whether they have just stayed their welcome, or overstayed their welcome, we can say, or if they just weren't that good in the first place. And now the show kind of feels that it knows a little bit more of the direction it wants to go.
Yeah.
However, I was enjoying a lot of the sillier arcs, but I do think they were right at the point of where I was like, okay, it's time for them to be done. Yeah. Like they just overstay their welcome. And I think we'll get to that. But let me, how about I read these full plot descriptions and then we'll talk. So, okay. Episode 14, if you remember at the end of episode 13, they found a dead body in the office in the sheriff's office, pointing to a chess piece. So Cooper accurately predicts the corpse's wounds. Leo corners Shelley with an axe. Bobby arrives at the last minute, distracting Leo long enough for Shelley to stab him in the leg. Wounded, Leo wanders away into the night. Lucy and Dr. Hayward scorn Dick and Andy's efforts to prove Nikki's malice, revealing Nikki is the victim of a lifetime of tragedies. Cooper reveals that years ago he and Earl were assigned to protect Earl's wife Caroline Powell after she witnessed a federal crime. Cooper admits to having loved Caroline and that she died after he was wounded by an unseen assailant. Cooper believes that Earl committed the crime Caroline witnessed and that he murdered her to cover it up. And also he murdered her the same way that the matching wounds to the corpse they found at the beginning. In a delirious state, Major Briggs confesses that he believes he was taken to the White Lodge during his disappearance. Thomas Eckert arrives in Twin Peaks. Jonathan is found murdered in Seattle, leading Cooper and Truman to suspect Josie. Evelyn reveals her husband has died in a car accident, leading James to realize that she and Malcolm have framed him to kill her husband. Leo stumbles through the woods into a log cabin where a man introduces himself as Wyndham Earl. Then we get episode 15. It's a really awesome intro, too. Episode 15. Evelyn frames James for her husband's death. Hiding from the police, James meets with Donna, who tries to help him prove his innocence. Albert returns, warning that Earl sent fragments of Caroline's wedding outfit to various locations across the country. Earl imprisons Leo, placing a shot collar around his neck and forces him to transcribe letters. Josie refuses to discuss Jonathan's murder. Cooper secretly takes a fiber sample from her coat, which Albert identifies as the vicuna found outside Cooper's room after he was shot. Bum, bum, bum. Cooper and Truman suspect that every time Earl takes a piece in the chess game, he kills a person in real life. So they enlist Pete, an expert chess player, which we did not know, in helping to stalemate the game, losing as few pieces as possible. Audrey, Jerry, Bobby, and Dr. Jacoby take part in Ben's fantasy, revising history so that Ulysses S. Grant surrenders instead of General Robert E. Lee, played by Ben, triggering Ben's return to reality, finally. Donning a disguise, Earl just delivers torn fragments of the letter that Leo is writing to Shelley, Audrey, and Donna. Malcolm tries to kill James, but Evelyn confesses that she genuinely loves him. Not so sure about that. Fatally shoots Malcolm. Earl plants Caroline's death mask and a cassette tape in Cooper's bed. And if you don't know what a death mask is, it's a cast of someone's face after they have died, which is very scary that he placed that in Cooper's bed. Yeah. And those are our episodes. So let's talk some general thoughts. Yeah. Do you want me to go first? Or do you, I'm sure you have a lot.
No, I will go first.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so I think that there are some moments, as I kind of hinted to, of interesting filmmaking between the two episodes. Some of which, you know, I think is par for the course with the show. Some of which I think is a little more standout. In episode 14, for example, I think there are, in the first two scenes of the episode, first that scene with Coop and the dead body, I think the lighting of him specifically in that scene is really great because he's lit with a flashlight.
It's creepy.
He's like basically like spotlighted by a flashlight. It's very creepy. It's very well done. And then in the next scene is the scene we have with Leo, Shelley, and Bobby, and Leo, his shadow, the way it's framed is very cool.
Yes.
I really liked that.
That was scary too. That was actually the scare. We haven't had a good scare in a while. Mm-hmm. I liked that one a lot.
I also think there's some shots in 15 that I really liked. There's a shot where I believe where Pete is coming in with the clothing, and I could be confusing scenes, but like Coop goes through like the door and the door is just like swinging as they're talking.
Yes, yeah, and then their faces are in the windows. Yes. It's fun. Yeah.
I thought that was really fun. I could see why people would think it's try hard, but I thought it was fun. And then there's also this conversation between Ed and Norma that was really sweet, and it was kind of them talking about like the road that led them there, and they're framing them each with close-ups separately.
I saw that too.
And then once they agree to essentially be together moving forward, it shows them both in the shot.
So you think Diane Keaton did a good job then? Is that the consensus? All right.
Think so.
Okay.
I think there are moments that I could understand why they're like melodramatic or like, to quote,
I want you to make
hard,
a Twin Peaks Reddit post about this and be like, Diane Keaton did a good job. You guys are just mean.
Yeah. I think people are probably being haters for no reason. Well, not no reason, but unnecessarily. I think she's not the biggest issue with this portion of the show whatsoever.
I think I agree. And I don't even think, the writing is doing what it can to wrap up some stuff, as we said before. So I'm not even going to complain that much.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Okay, well, I will say we've now officially entered the Wyndham Earl arc, as you can tell. So things I said before, kind of on the ups from here, as people say. There's still going to be some goofy stuff, the fun, goofy stuff. I think it was all worth it still. But this is kind of sending us into one of the more famous parts of the show. I kind of, in my head, the Wyndham Earl arc leads us into what I would call like the final arc of the original run, which is really only like 2 or 3 episodes long. So he kind of carries us through to the end. I haven't been fazed by the slowdown this time though. I still really enjoyed episode 14. Was that the other one we covered?
The first one.
The first one of these two. Yeah, I really enjoyed. 15 I thought was fine, but I'm still having a good time even with the silly stuff. I've been saying that every episode. So this is I definitely a different vibe this time around. I mean, you've been hearing me cackling at stuff, and I think it's way funnier when you've seen it before. So, and and for anyone else out there that's been slowed down by the show, I will say this is kind of the turnaround point. So I think it's all up. It's worth sticking out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then I also had under my general thoughts. I want Denise back. I'm pissed that we have no falling action with Denise.
Bring me back, my girl.
David Duchovny's just gone, and it makes me very sad because I love that character, and I think we could have had a show. I could have used a procedural show with Coop, Albert, Denise, Gordon Cole. That'd have been great.
I think that'd be too much.
I know, but I want it.
I love the idea.
How about just Coop and Denise? Denise just coming to Twin Peaks and staying in Twin Peaks would have been great, but she's got bigger and better things to go off to do.
Bigger
apparently.
Fish to fry.
Sad. I'm so happy with Albert back though. At least.
My other general thoughts I needed to speak on was James and Evelyn. I just simply have no interest in them.
We do not care.
Just my tummy.
We do not care.
I don't care. I do not care.
I defended them last episode.
You did.
And I think my defense holds up,
No.
even though part of it is a little boring.
I don't think it's the worst of the kind of figuring out where we're going arcs. I think the Black Widow arc is far stupider. Like, I think there is dumber things.
The Black Widow arc's
things.
more entertaining though.
I don't find it entertaining. I
think
actively do not like it. I don't think it needs to be here. I don't think
agreed.
it offered anything to the story.
We said last episode they wanted to do more with that, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
They wanted to do some supernatural stuff with it. I found it funny, and it's short enough. I think the Evelyn arc, while annoying a little bit, I said before, it kind of makes sense that James would get set up and framed like this because he's trying to save a woman because he's been unable to save two in his life. And he's not very bright, as we've established many times.
He's quite a dummy.
It's definitely part of his character.
And like we've said, this story arc set up my second favorite David Lynch movie as of right now. So
do you see the connection? I think we might have talked about this last week, but okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Lost Highway's way better than
yes.
People on Reddit. I was looking up what's the worst episode. And everyone was like, just take all of the James Evelyn stuff and make it one episode, and that's the worst. And I still think that everyone's lame. They were calling him lames, and I was like, no, you're lames. All right, it's not that bad.
No, James is lame.
Yeah, but calling that whole section like the worst thing, it's still part of the show. It's still entertaining. It's just a little silly. It's a little out there. I think it fits, but whatever. I'm going to defend the show to my last breath. Okay, any other general thoughts?
I think we can move on to Special Agent Cooper on the case.
Yeah, tell us 3 moments you think will matter later. Again, we have wrapped up a lot. So there are, maybe we should go through the ones that what arcs have we ended? The Ben War Civil arc.
The Ben Civil War arc, thank God, is over.
I think I just said Ben War Civil arc instead of Ben War. It was the Ben War.
Yeah, you did.
It was hilarious, especially having Bobby dress up in that Confederate uniform at the end.
That was so funny.
And Jacoby being Ulysses. Like, that was ridiculous.
That was crazy.
So that's over. It kind of seems like, at least a little bit, the Nadine, Ed, and Norma
arc has some sort of conclusion.
And Hank's going to jail.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. So we'll see what happens there.
I think the little Nikki arc might be close to over.
Well, that would be a hilarious ending to it. Like, literally nothing happened besides 2 bumbling idiots being like, I think he's demonic. Like, what? We have
the Evelyn and James arc.
That is seemingly over. We have a very conclusive end to the arc with the Black Widow.
Yeah, her and the mayor are together now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's so funny. I'm sorry. Them putting them in the room together.
And it's seemingly we're getting a lot of, I don't know how conclusive it is, but we are getting some conclusions about Josie.
Well, that's going to keep going, but yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us, I just want to point those out since we've closed the book on a lot of things. What matters later for you?
Okay. More than I named.
Okay.
I threw some of these into other sections, so I didn't bombard in this section, I guess. Okay, so we find out why Wyndham Earl is after Coop. He says, Harry, I brought some baggage to town I haven't told you about, which I thought was a really funny phrasing. And he's talking about how he was protecting Caroline, who was Wyndham Earl's wife, and they fell in love. She was attacked. Coop was wounded and lost consciousness.
He was stabbed.
And when he woke up, she was dead. She'd been stabbed. And Coop says about Wyndham Earl, I think he killed her. I think he committed the crime she originally witnessed. And then he basically says he thinks Wyndham Earl faked insanity when he was originally put away.
Which is a whole lot. He basically is giving Wyndham Earl a lot of credence. He's saying he's really smart and that there's something about his mind is a diamond or something, and they're not going to be able to understand his thinking. So this is like the big test for Coop. This is like his Moriarty to his Sherlock Holmes.
I don't know who that is because I don't know anything about Sherlock Holmes.
That's Sherlock Holmes like equal. He was in the sequel movie with Robert Downey Jr.
Those.
What? They're good. Both of them are good. You haven't seen either of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies?
No.
Have you seen the first one?
No, I've seen neither.
What is wrong with you? They're both like really good.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Sherlock Holmes
You're
is
gonna
not
get
something
hate.
I care about.
Yeah, but like Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law are really good in them. And I can't think of her name. Rachel McAdams is in them.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're good. I'm sorry. I'm a little disappointed in you right now.
Sorry.
I swear I made you watch the first one. The second one's like maybe better.
Okay.
So, all right, go ahead. Wow, I'm just saying that's crazy.
I have nothing
for someone
to
who
add.
likes like the Harry Potter movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They kind of feel like spiritual successors to those in my mind.
Those are like supernatural
about,
fantasy things.
Yeah, there's a
Adventure.
degree of this is like an adventure mystery movie.
Okay, we don't need to get into.
I'm just saying they feel
Sherlock
like
Holmes.
I mean, okay.
Refocus. My next moment I think will matter later as we get more tidbits of information from Briggs. He thinks the superiors did not have ideologically pure motivations for looking for the White Lodge, and he thinks he was in the White Lodge.
So do we learn that their whole thing is that they're looking, his whole like group of guys in the Air Force are looking for the White Lodge?
Yes, that was the episodes before this.
That was the episode before. So yeah, and he said they're not pure. Got it. So
Yes.
we don't know why they're looking for it, but power, something.
Yeah, we don't know why they're looking for the White Lodge exactly. But that's where he thinks he was. Obviously, he has no memory. I think that's what I said in the last episode, or at least what I was like thinking was where he was. But we have no conclusion.
He thinks he was there, but he doesn't remember. And he doesn't know how
Correct.
long he was gone. In real life, he was gone for 2 days.
Yeah. And then finally, Albert's back, and he has information.
We both screamed when we saw his name show up in the credits.
In the credits, yeah. I was like, he's back!
Mm-hmm.
I love Albert. And to think at first, I was like, I don't care about this man. He seems like a bitch.
He's the best.
That's my boy. So he was ordered to come back because Gordon Cole told him to. Thank goodness, Gordon. And so he reveals that Wyndham Earl has been sending gift-wrapped packages to different police offices in packaging that looks like bombs, but once they're opened, it's various wedding items. Coop says, Caroline.
Oh yeah, I assumed they were all Caroline stuff. So yeah, I would say this is, the way this matters later is he's clearly playing a game right now.
Yes.
Which is scarier than the other. The other stuff we dealt with is scarier, but it's an interesting thing that it's like you don't know what his motives are at all currently, other than to get Cooper specifically.
Yes, exactly. And then they do confirm, as suspected, that the guy Wyndham Earl killed died because of a knife wound to the aorta, which I believe they had already established. Coop thought it was that, and it was the same way that Caroline
Yes, it was.
killed.
Yep.
So definitely he is recreating patterns. Also, the man's last name was Powell, I think they said, which was her last name.
Yep, her maiden name.
Yes.
Yeah.
So lots of connections there. And then I have a fourth bonus point, much less important. Ben is finally out of his Civil War delusion, and I'm so relieved.
See, I kind of like Ben in the Civil War delusion because then he can't do crime.
I find the crime more interesting.
He does heinous crimes. He's doing Law and Order SVU crimes.
No, I know he's terrible, and I don't like him, but it would be more interesting than what we're getting. So, but now the arc is over. God bless America. We're free.
Yeah, the South won. I love when Bobby goes, wait a minute. Didn't the North win the war? Like, he's so stupid.
Spoilers for something I'm going to talk about later.
Well, either way.
It was so funny.
It's so funny. Audrey smacks him.
Yeah, as she should.
Yeah, dummy. Okay, well, let's get into some character vibe checks then.
Okay, you go first.
Yeah, I have a weird one in here. I was kind of struggling, so I decided to give Dick Tremaine a 10 out of 10.
Why would you give Dick Tremaine a 10 out of 10?
Because I think it's about the character growth.
He
went from being such a little I can't say that word. It was going to be the C word. He was serving in the male version.
Contest.
Yes, that was the word.
They said in Forbidden Fruits.
And but in a really annoying way. Mm-hmm. And now
I don't think he
so
was serving.
silly, and I just love him going around being like Andrew and then the two of them like getting just completely mogged by Lucy and Doc Hayward and crying. I was like, all right, Dick's had his character arc. I just think he's funny. And I don't know, where he is right now was making me laugh.
That's
Him
valid.
and Andy are bros now. I did give the Dick and Andy bromance 10 out of 10 last time. So I don't know. Everyone's in kind of a weird spot.
Yeah, they are.
Because Truman's compromised. Coop is compromised. Josie's probably a bad person.
We've been new.
James and Donna have been a little annoying. Evelyn's, Evelyn's like a very obvious sucks. 0.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right. But I'll just go through all mine really quick. Audrey, 10 out of 10. That bitch, once again.
Always.
She absolutely cooked Jerry when Jerry was talking about institutionalizing Ben. And she was like, well, I'm going to get all the money then.
Hard.
And then, yeah, she's just the smartest and the best. And I love her. And then finally, Wyndham Earl, I'm giving a 5 out of 10, which feels weird. Because... 5? Well, let me hear it out. He's a bad guy.
He's a good one.
No, he's a bad guy, but I kind of like his vibes, you know? Like, he's in terms of vibes,
creepy.
like, he's scary. He's kind of creepy. I like his stupid little Master of Disguise bit. So.
I did not like that part. I think it's corny, but...
well, he is killing people.
I thought when he first showed up, I was like, oh my God.
This is just straight vibes. He is I said he's a bad person, but I like his vibes, is what I mean, you know? Vibes doesn't necessarily have to be good or bad. I don't know. I'm just being weird. He's a bad guy, but
yes,
we've had so many bad, despicable people. This guy's like bad. He's like the Joker bad. Like, he's kind of cool bad.
He's kind of funny bad.
Yeah,
like,
which makes him more of a cartoon villain compared to the pedophiles and the horrible psychologists and
murderous fathers.
Murderous fathers. Yeah, rapists, murderous, incestual fathers.
Yeah.
So I'll take this over that.
Okay, let me do mine.
Yes.
Pete. I gave a 9 out of 10. I think I rated Pete literally last time. Last time I rated him, I gave him an 8.5, and I said he was lower because he trusts Catherine. But basically, he got a 0.5 boost because they revealed that he's a chess savant. And I thought it was really funny. But he is dumb as shit still. Catherine is like, you didn't question how I survived? And he's like, now that you mention it. And then...
This is why Pete's a 9 out of 10.
He's like, why didn't you tell me that Andrew was alive? And she's like, we didn't tell you because you didn't need to know. And he's like, okay, sure, yeah. That's totally fine. It was insane, pretty funny. While we're on that subject, we do need to talk about how Catherine is trying to just sell off Josie, which is crazy.
Insane. I should have maybe brought up Catherine. But...
Insane? I didn't know what to rate her, so we're just going to bring it up there. Catherine's nuts, but she's the one who's serving. Okay?
I'm going to talk about her in a little bit. For real, the original. Piper Laurie is the OG.
Yeah.
Say the word.
OG contest.
Yes, sir.
I'm also going to give James Hurley, our boy, a 3 out of 10.
Oh no, that might be James's lowest rating.
He is so dumb.
I refuse.
Okay, look. He could be lower. He's really dumb, but I'll give him grace as his brain is not fully developed. He's good in bed, I guess. That's nice for him. No. Evelyn says he's good at 2 things. I find that
so hard to believe.
I do also. But Evelyn said he's good at 2 things, fixing the car and me. But he is just so ridiculous. Like, he literally knows that Evelyn was trying to frame him for murdering her husband. And he's still making out with her.
Yeah.
He actively knows
I love
this.
when he screams, "You set me up!" It was like actually one of his better acting moments.
And I thought it was so painful.
Yeah.
It was so awkward. That guy. Oh my God.
Oh, sorry. That's a great quote from Evelyn.
Yeah,
She's
it
the
was
worst.
Crazy.
Right.
Also, again, Evelyn, let's remind ourselves this is a grown woman assaulting a child.
We don't know how old she is. I'm pretty sure she's a grown woman.
She's an adult woman who's married.
Yeah.
Like an adult
Hey,
woman.
he's 18.
Did they establish he's 18? Or?
I kind of assumed all of our characters are 18 for,
Well, he's still in high school.
Audrey's 18.
So it's uncomfortable.
Is he? He's just on the road.
He's in high school.
Dropped out. So is Bobby.
Yeah, and that guy's a dumbass too.
True.
Okay, maybe he is 18. I forget if they've said his age specifically, but she's still taking advantage of a slow boy, okay? Yeah. And then finally, we're going to say the romance of Ed and Norma is a 10 out of 10. So sweet. The conversation between the two of them. It just like...
They get great chemistry.
They have really good chemistry, and it's really sweet and heartwarming knowing that they've kind of like waited for each other and loved each other all this time. And it's really sad that they didn't end up together sooner, but it's seemingly they're going to be together now. So,
yeah.
My heart.
Okay. Now we're on. Is there any? Oh, sorry. Were there any else on there?
Those are mine.
All right. So we're in a weird one of Suspect of the Week right now.
Who shot Cooper? Pretty obviously Josie.
Which you guessed. You did predict.
Coop clipped the hair from the jacket that Pete grabbed from the dry cleaner, and it matches the hair found outside his hotel room of the Vicuna coat. And then also, locals in Seattle are looking for a, quote, beautiful Asian woman who killed, and in the newspaper headline was, Asian man killed. So who killed Asian man? And they were thinking that the bullets used to kill him would match the bullets that shot Coop.
And that was after she came back. Because remember, she went with him, so. Mm-hmm. But we still don't know for sure that she did it. But then now... If she did, the question is why. And you probably don't have any idea unless you have any guess. Yeah.
Why would she shoot Coop? Okay.
Crazy, right?
She thinks that he knows something that she wants to hide, but I don't know what that would
And you have to remember, she shot him before even Jacques was, well, at the same night that Jacques died, she shot him, if it was her.
Maybe she didn't want to be connected to the insurance scams, or... Because, like, she already would have been, like... If anyone thought she was responsible at all for Andrew, that would have already been established. And all of the crimes that we know that she's committed, I feel like kind of happened after that. So that's my theory. Or she did something suspicious we don't know about. But I think she's trying to cover her ass so he can't... So someone that's smart enough to figure it out can't figure it out. Because... She's done a great job manipulating Truman, so like the man that's normally in charge wouldn't have figured it out or suspected her. But Coop is
Hold on to that one,
and then
make sure in case we talk about that next week.
And then Briggs, we were also, where is he? I think he was in the White Lodge. We'll find out. Maybe not.
And any more? What? Just to tack on to all this, any idea like what and why, Bob?
The who, what, where, when, why, and Bob.
You're just curious at this point. Nothing?
No.
Okay, you don't need to. I was just wanting to know.
He's the evil that men do. We've talked
That's
about
one thing,
that.
yeah, definitely.
But like, where is he? I don't know.
And any idea about owls?
Amongst the owls, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why owls are the representation of like evil. Is it just because they're birds that are at night?
Is it a representation of evil?
Hunters? I don't know. I thought maybe they're
it's
like
it's a prediction. I'm just asking. I'm probing.
I still don't know.
Okay.
Am I dumb?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I'm just looking for guesses.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about who we're trusting with our coffee. I only have one man that I can trust with my coffee this week. And it's Albert.
Yeah, Albert.
I have Albert. And I'll tell you why, but let me see who you have.
I have Audrey and Albert.
Audrey, I think, but I love Audrey. A little slimy because she's still working with her slime ball dad, but at least she's trying to take advantage of it.
But here's my reason. Both are bad bitches who get shit done. Albert
bad bitches.
Obviously gets his shit done. He knows what's going on. He comes, he reports the facts. He's trying to help. Bad bitch. Audrey, bad bitch in a different way. But I loved when she was talking about the will with Uncle Jerry, and she's like, if he's incapacitated and I'm old enough, I get control of the business affairs, and both are true, so you better help me.
What did she threaten him? She's like, so if you don't want a job, she was going to basically say that he was going to be homeless, was kind of what she implied.
And she was basically like, you either help me now, or, I guess I'm running
the
his
business and you're
affairs.
out on the streets.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, queen, slay.
Albert was the original that bitch, and so was Audrey.
They are the bad bitches.
I have Albert, and I will say this is one of the first weeks where I would say I would not put Cooper or Truman on this, which might sound sacrilege.
I've had a couple. Oh, I've had a little while where I wouldn't put Truman on the list.
I think Truman's compromised because of Josie right now. That's the main thing. Everything else about him I'm fine with.
He was being shady towards Coop with the supernatural stuff. So
yeah, but he seems back on board.
He lost favor for me for a second.
He definitely, though, I think he's a little compromised, and I think Coop with Wyndham Earl is compromised.
I think he
Caroline,
is, yes.
And also the fact that he's not really an agent right now; he's actually acting as a deputy. I do love him in his new little outfit, but he is definitely in a more compromised position. So that's why they're out. They're out right now, and Albert is in. Albert's a true American patriot. I'll tell you that.
Albert. My
okay.
boy.
Who isn't invited to coffee for you? I have a funny one.
Okay, I have a bunch. Obviously Evelyn, she set up James. She's a brat. Don't like her.
She sucks.
Bobby.
She did save him though.
Ooh, yes.
Sorry.
Bobby, not invited. He's not being a good partner to Shelley. He's trying to be this big man, but his actions don't match this persona that he's trying to portray.
Yeah, but
he's
so
not
funny.
being present for her.
That's true. Maybe more now
And
that
he's
Leo's
still,
gone and then he stabbed Leo.
Kind of hitting on Audrey in this episode, even though his partner, who he put in a dangerous situation, could have died.
I do think he's just a flirt, but
I think he needs to get his shit
He needs to get it a little
together.
together. Agreed. I love Bobby.
I know, you
He's
can
so
love
funny.
Bobby, but
I agree
still
with
be
all the
like,
things you're
Bobby,
saying.
you're being a butthole.
Any others you're not trusting?
Also, Catherine.
Or not, excuse me, not inviting?
Catherine, she's trying to sell a woman. We don't support women who try and sell other women.
Yeah. Well, is she actually? I thought she was trying to kill Eckerd. So I think isn't she faking selling
Doesn't
Josie?
matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Okay.
She's saying
Fine.
And I
All
hate it.
You know, I'm not inviting to coffee. That rat, fuck Jonathan, because he's got 3 bullets in the back of his head.
Who the fuck is Jonathan?
The dude Josie might have shot in the head. Oh. Her cousin, in quotes, piece of shit.
Her cousin.
That also clearly assaulted her.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, no coffee because you dead. You dead as hell. You can't come. Dead people can't drink coffee.
That's a dumb one.
He's not coming.
Clearly didn't.
No.
You clearly panicked.
No, that's what I went with. Because, he sucks. I'm glad he's dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Best performance.
The end of 14, I really liked Wyndham Earl's reveal scene. I thought he was really creepy, and that's where he had the vibes for me. And then in 15, and I didn't look up his actor name because I was worried I'd get a spoiler. So
Kenneth Welsh,
Wyndham Earl. And then in 15, I'm gonna go Piper Laurie as Catherine.
I had Piper Laurie as well. She is so melodramatic. She actually understands the assignment for this show more than I think anybody. In terms of just how cartoonish she can be sometimes. Mm-hmm. I agree about
she's
Kenneth
melodrama
Welsh.
complimentary.
She's so good. It just she is one of the most talented on this show. And I think that's kind of a known thing. She was the big name on the show.
Yes.
But I agree with you about who did you say before? Oh, Kenneth Welsh. I do like him a little more in that episode as an intro. I think it gets a little goofy in this one, but I'm here for it. Yes. So that initial intro, it's oh my God, he's here. Because we've been hearing that name for a while. Cool. Okay. Now let's do Cherry Pie versus Black Lodge moments.
Okay.
Do you think, do you think Briggs went through the Black Lodge to get to the White Lodge?
I don't know.
They say you have to, and if you face it with imperfect courage, your soul will be destroyed.
But I think he has perfect courage,
Okay.
so it wouldn't be surprising if he made it through and survived it.
Okay, good to know. Just curious.
We have a lot of cherry pie moments. I think there are a lot here.
Okay.
Okay, first, when Albert shows up and him and Truman hug.
That was mine.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that's yours.
We were screaming. It's such a good hug.
So good.
I said before, great. I love the whole I live by the likes of Gandhi and King speech. I love you, Sheriff Truman. Amazing. Love all of it. So this is such a great like juxtaposition after they're back together again. It's like they get each other now after that one little convo, and they're boys now. And I love it. They're boys. I love shows about men loving men. I like how Truman
is like all peppy to see him too.
I know. Truman's like pumped that Albert's there. He's like, that's my guy.
Yeah. It's my guy, Truman.
Men, we're easy. All right.
Speaking of Albert, him sharing his opinions on fashion.
To Cooper. But
yes.
It suits you.
That was delightful. We also have Pete saying, we forgot the weenies. And then also Pete being a chess savant. And then finally, Bobby on the trumpet. And Bobby saying, I thought the North won the Civil War.
And then Audrey smacking him.
Yeah.
He has not been paying attention at all. In school or even at this job, clearly.
No, not at all.
I only had the one, but I do have an in-between this week. I finally
What's your
brought
in-between?
One. The Nadine, Ed, and Norma in bed.
Yeah.
Because it's like sweet that Nadine's like, it's okay. I've known about you guys. And like, I'm with Mike and I are very serious.
My God. Yeah, when she said Mike and I are very serious, I think I meant to put that as a summer in between and I forgot what I was going to put, so I just didn't put anything. Yeah, I agree, because I think it's nice that seemingly that Ed and Norma can be together without worrying that Nadine will
kill them with her adrenaline, like she did that, almost killed Hank.
Kill them, or like be even more unkiltered, mentally ill.
She got disqualified. She only got second place at the wrestling meet because the flying eagle slam, whatever it was, is actually illegal.
But what I think is in between about that is that she sees this connection with a high schooler who doesn't like her. It's really sad.
A little bit. So. But I don't know. It's like kind of cool that now Ed and Norma have permission and that she's like maybe realized going back to being her carefree younger self has made her realize maybe like her and Ed weren't right for each other, and that she just they did kind of just fall into each other. And so I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of a cool arc for Nadine. And I told you it's going to go somewhere, and it kind of has.
Yeah.
So it's really silly still, and I kind of love that we're still in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, her beating the shit out of Hank 2 episodes ago.
Oh, that was incredible. And
it was all worth it for that.
I was going to say, maybe it was all worth it.
And now Hank's going back to jail. Okay, so finally, let's do Black Lodge moments. What do you got?
I forgot to do mine.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do mine then.
But I have it.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yeah, okay, I have it. Either the scene with Leo trying to beat up Shelly again.
Yeah, that was actually really scary. Good call.
Either that, or we'll go with... I lost my train of thought. Oh, all the Evelyn taking advantage of James and...
It's hard to look at.
Malcolm and like what is their relationship?
The brother and sister.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kidding.
I know that's what they said.
I think they were faking. They clearly set this whole thing up to get to frame James. But it
seems like he is very much taking advantage of her still.
I think so.
And I think that.
But she admits that's not the case. That it was her idea.
But then why is he still forcing her into doing things? And why is he like physically? That's a great question. And like he's doing a lot of physical things that I find really unsettling.
I think it could be her idea and she could be rotten, and then he is the one that's like kind of pushing it over the limit.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I find him really unsettling.
Well, my Black Lodge moment was just I said Josie is going through it.
Yes.
She's having a tough time right now, and I don't want to say it's not. She's done some bad stuff, obviously, including maybe shooting Cooper and shooting Jonathan. But I don't know. Jonathan was doing some nasty stuff too. But either way, I just think everything she's going through is really hard and sad and is not going to go well. And it makes me uncomfortable when I watch it, especially the Thomas Eckert and, I don't know, what's her name? Catherine stuff. She still doesn't even know Andrew's alive.
I know.
It's crazy. Cool. All right. anything you are dying to discuss? I already kind of hit mine on the Diane Keaton getting a bad rap for this.
I think we already hit mine, or I'll bring it up in my question section, so I don't really need to
All
now.
right, well then let's do notes for Diane or questions we're carrying forward. And by we're, we mean you.
Yes. How is Leo suddenly up and functional, and how cognitively present is he?
Well, he doesn't seem very cognitively present.
No.
And what do you mean, how is he? It's a show. He got shot. He recovered. He recovered from his vegetable state. What? Shut up. I'm just giving you the answer.
Okay. Will Dick Germain have any more of an arc of substance?
Great question. I don't remember.
What is his purpose, really? I don't know.
To hang out with Andy.
Yeah.
To be a dog.
I guess. Was Briggs in the White Lodge as he predicted and I predicted? Why does Briggs feel like his superiors did not have ideologically pure motivations for looking for the White Lodge?
I don't know if we get an answer to that, but I would kind of assume it's the government looking for power and looking if they can, benefit from that.
We'll see.
That's like why the military would do certain things,
We'll say. Okay, next. Briggs said, I will be in the shadows if you need me. I don't know what this means, and neither did Truman or Cooper. So what does this mean?
One of my favorite parts of this show is when someone says something really weird and cryptic, other characters acknowledge that they said something weird and cryptic.
I do love
so
that.
you literally what does that mean? And then Truman goes, in the shadows? And so you can't complain and be like, they say weird stuff in the show because everyone thinks it's weird. It's not like
It's
it
true.
just works. So
true.
I don't know what it means either. I think he also came in dehydrated and collapsed. I think
He
was
did collapse,
Well,
yeah.
I was kind of guessing at this that maybe he had his memory wiped by
Maybe.
the Air Force, or I don't know, something else is going on. That was just a thought. I don't think I ever get an answer on anything like that, but just one way to look at it. Or he's just exhausted from his time there. But remember, he was telling them stuff, and then the military came and got
exactly.
him. So, yeah, thought that was interesting.
My next question. Why did Wyndham Earl take in Leo? What's his intentions with this man?
Yeah, you get an answer to that eventually.
And was he always intending to use him in some way, shape, or form? / how would he know him? So, I don't know, whatever.
No, I don't think he was intending. I think he just stumbled upon. Because then he had that. Remember, he had all the paperwork on him.
Yes. Does Donna not care that her boyfriend has been sleeping with someone else? She's immediately rolling up and we have to get out of this. We have to do this. And I'm like, babe, you're not involved.
I was wondering that too.
You're
and also when
not
Evelyn said it to
here.
her that he's good at two things.
I know,
cars.
exactly. So she knows. Evelyn told her.
I screamed I scrumped when she said that to Donna. It was crazy.
Crazy. What was Evelyn and Malcolm's actual relationship? Because they're not brother and sister.
They could be. You've seen Game of Thrones.
No, she says Malcolm's not my brother.
I know.
She's like, James,
It's just
you
funny to
realize
say
this. Gross. Pretty words for pretty girls. Which one should be my queen?
Oh,
What the hell does that mean,
You can
sir?
hold on to that one if you want.
What is Wyndham planning to do with the women of Twin Peaks? What is his goal here? And why Shelley, Audrey, and Donna?
You are going to get a pretty soon answer to that. I don't know if you could probably pull that and another one.
That's all my questions.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying to carry over. Maybe some White Lodge stuff is always good. You're always going to pull that. Whatever. All right, let's go to the ones that you're still holding on to.
Why does Wyndham Earl seemingly hate Cooper so much? We got an answer
We
to
did
that.
get an answer.
Whoop, whoop.
And yeah, Cooper. But why did Wyndham Earl kill? What did he do in the first place?
Yeah,
that
great
made him have to
question.
kill his wife. Maybe, as Cooper thinks.
Yeah, I'm going to carry that over. I know
Okay.
I forgot to ask.
I don't even remember if you
why.
get an answer.
Okay, so I added that. Briggs's wife says he's left and disappeared before. Where was he?
Maybe the White Lodge.
I would assume he's in the same place, but who's to say? We don't know. Where are they intending to go with this show overall? Do they have an endpoint in mind? No
Well, you're
answers
starting to
there.
see a little bit with they're going into the Wyndham Earl thing. That kind of keeps Coop and Albert here, for now at least.
Where has Bob gone? Who or what is he now? Where does Bob come from? No confirmed answers to either of those.
And no guesses from you, right?
You're making me feel dumb. Stop asking me
Okay,
that.
sorry.
You asked me that 20 minutes ago.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there again. There were other things we talked about that might lead you that direction.
Okay.
Okay, go to the next one.
He comes from the Black Lodge, maybe.
That's a possibility. That's what I was kind of see what you would say. That seems like the one that would make the most sense currently.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. How long Did Laura and her mother have dreams? Owls, ? And is Lucy's baby Andy's?
That one makes me laugh every time.
Every time.
No, I think the Bob Black Lodge thing is definitely like a reasonable thing to think about. Because Mike and him live together somewhere, they said.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Just saying. I'm just saying. I want to chat with you because I know some of the answers. So I just wanted to see what you're thinking.
Of course. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, no, we'll get more answers as we continue. So let's rate these episodes. And we'll wrap it up.
I'm going to go lukewarm latte for both.
Oh, interesting. So I think I'm 14. I had it as a fine cup of coffee. And 15, I have lukewarm, trending towards fish in the percolator. It's just I like it still, but it's definitely not as entertaining or as fun of an episode for me.
I didn't like 14. I'm surprised that's a damn fine cup of coffee.
I said
for you.
fine cup. So maybe somewhere between lukewarm and fine.
Okay.
Not
yeah,
damn fine.
I didn't really.
Okay. I don't know. I remember
like
laughing a lot and enjoying 14. So
I know after it ended, you were like, "That was good," and I was like, "Eh."
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of my least favorites so far,
I
sir.
guess that one just worked for me.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Guess so.
All right, so let's get into some of our messages from the log. If you want to be a message from a log, you can call us at
215-821-9584.
So for today, we just have one message, and so here it is.
Hello, Hannas. This is Max. My sister-in-law, Katie, went to college with you guys. And after I watched Longlegs, she told me about your podcast. So I've been listening to both shows. Well, Horror Hour since then, and then Twin Peaks ever since you started that one. I've just got 3 things that I wanted to mention. First, I can't wait to see Hannah's reaction to the way Josie's story resolves or doesn't resolve. Second, the James and Evelyn subplot, while it's kind of boring and doesn't really add much to the main storyline, to me it's an example of one of the themes of the show, that whatever evil or sinister underbelly exists in Twin Peaks is not contained just to that town, but it's present throughout the world. So running away from all the tragedy and drama in town doesn't ultimately do anything for James. And then lastly, just a fun thing, every time your dog whines in the background, I think it's my dog, so I run around my house to see what's wrong, only to rewind a few seconds and realize that that's not my dog. Anyway, loving the show, loving following along with you guys as you journey through the series, and just looking forward to see your take on everything that's to come. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks, Max, for calling in. The big thing I wanted to touch on was everything he said about the James Evelyn subplot. I think that is such a good read that we hadn't brought up before.
Yeah, I'm actually so glad that got brought up, because I do think people often discredit this storyline a lot and just talk about how it's annoying. And even I was like, yeah, it's like the original idea that becomes one of my favorite Lynch movies, Lost Highway, but otherwise I wasn't necessarily as engaged in either. It's just not my favorite character, also getting involved in characters that I don't find quite as compelling, but I think bringing it and tying it back into this greater thematic purpose gives new light to why that subplot is important and why it is kind of useful to have this character from Twin Peaks who's adventuring outside of the town and still encountering trouble.
And it also just shows like how childish James can kind of be to think that it's Twin Peaks is the problem and that he can just run away from these problems. And also the fact that he thinks he's the cause of them, because he's really not. It's very like self-centered ideology he has, but he's a kid. So
yeah, it's very James is, I know everyone finds him so annoying, but then you think back, like, your brain doesn't develop till you're 25. This dude
as a
is
man,
like,
and his might not ever. So
yeah, this dude is 17, 18. He's literally just trying his best.
And then given what you will learn about him later and like what he went through with Laura and just everything about his life is tough. His mom's an alcoholic. Like, it makes sense that he's kind of stunted. And
his aunt is a hot mess. Like, his only like father figure seems to be Big Ed, who's also kind of stagnated in a lot of ways. Definitely.
Immature is the word I'm looking for. And I think it's a great read, though, to say like his immaturity makes him believe that if he leaves Twin Peaks, everything will be good. And I think that's an awesome read about, especially what Lynch is trying to say with this show is about like the hidden evils behind closed doors. Those aren't just one place. They're everywhere, especially in the United States. So, yeah, it's a great read. Thank you again, Max, for calling in. We appreciate it. And for everyone out there, if you want to have something played, make sure you call in. Hannah said the phone number. It'll be in the description below. Well, anything else?
I think that's all for now.
Well, I'm excited for the next one. So I think that about wraps it up. So we will see you next week with a fresh cup of coffee.
Thank you for listening to Welcome to Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks rewatch podcast from Horror Hour with the Hannas. If you liked the episode, please make sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. If you'd like to call into the show, call us at 215-821-9584. You can find us on the socials at Welcome to Twin Peaks Podcast on Instagram or at our original account at Horror Hour Hannas on TikTok. Come back soon for more coop, coffee, and cream corn.